Two different timelines are shown simultaneously in this story. One is 1983, and the other is 2015. The story of this movie is tremendous, so watch the full video and the story starts, and we are shown that a lot of people from all over the city have gathered at one place. Actually, tonight is New Year's night. Now everyone was having fun. In this crowd, we are shown the agent's cabin who had come here to catch a criminal. It had another companion who was keeping an eye on them from afar. On the other hand, in 1983, also a lot of people have gathered at the same place. In this crowd, we are shown a man named Michael who was with his girlfriend. As the new year approaches, everyone congratulates each other. Here Michael asks his girlfriend Janine for marriage, to which Janine says yes. Just then a thief starts running away with things from Janine's purse. Michael chases the thief to catch him. At the same time, in 2015, also Cabin recognizes the criminal and chases him. Right now, let me tell you here that Cabin and Michael are currently present at the same place, but in different times. Michael, who is in 1983, and Cabin in 2015. While Michael catches the thief on the run, both of them fight for a long time. Then that thief shoots Michael and escapes. On the other hand, the criminal shoots the Cabin as well. Both of them are admitted to the hospital. The doctor somehow saves them both. About this, the time is shown after a few days, where now both of them were cured. In the background, in the cabin, he tells that since that night he has started having strange dreams, in which he keeps seeing a school teacher. Later in 1983, Michael is shown who is a school teacher. Janie also teaches in this school. Michael was recording the sound of his leaving. Jenny asks Michael, "Why do you always record?" Michael says that I want to capture this moment forever, because this is the best time of our life. Overall, Mycology was very happy with his life. The next day, they both go to look for a house for themselves, where they were going to live after marriage. He likes this house very much. In the evening, when both of them were eating food sitting in the restaurant, then Michael sees some of his students in this restaurant who were secretly drinking here. Seeing Michael, those students run away from here in fear. In this way, in 2015, the cabinet was sitting in the office listening to the song. Just then, a senior officer comes in whose name is Kang. Kang scolds Kevin, saying, "What are you doing while on duty?" Kevin apologizes to them and says that this mistake will not happen again. Now the next day, when Kevin and his companions were catching the criminal, that's why Kang comes here and shoots that criminal, checks the shoulder of that criminal. Kevin was surprised to see him doing this as to why he was doing this. His accomplice tells the cabin that long ago, some criminal had killed his wife. While running away, he fired at the criminal, which hit him on the shoulder. Since then, he checks the shoulders of every criminal. In this way, Michael was punishing his student who was drinking. It is understood that it should stay away from the boys who are spoiling it. Then it starts snowing here, which was very beautiful to see. Snow was falling in 2015 as well. A man was saying on the radio that whenever he was in his school, his teacher Michael had said that in 2015 it would snow on this very day, and today it is coming true. Hearing this, Kevin gets into thinking, because Kevin used to dream of the teacher whom the man was talking about on the radio. It means the person whom one sees in his dreams, and Michael was in real life too. Kevin tells this to his friend, but obviously he doesn't believe it. On this side, we learn that Michael also dreams of the cabin. It tells Janie that it sees a man in his dream who is a police officer, and that he is in 2015. Hearing this, Janie starts laughing. Michael says, "I am not joking. Those dreams seem so real. I can remember everything in those dreams, whereas earlier this was not the case." Michael tells them things about the future, what he saw in his dreams, like smartphones, vehicles with new technology, and many more. In the last, Michael says that the snow that fell here yesterday will fall in 2015 as well. His students were also listening to this, one of whom would later become an RJ, and in 2015 he was telling about Michael on the radio, from whom Kevin heard. Cabin on this side when a case is being investigated. Since then, a girl is seen in the CCTV whose face was matching Janine's. He was surprised to see that girl. He follows the girl to know the truth. But that girl thinks that he is a criminal, so she creates a lot of noise, due to which some people come here and grab the cabin. Kevin tells them that it is a policeman, but those people do not listen to him and bring him to the police station. Here the girl learns that Kevin is actually a police officer, the girl whose name is Misty. She admits her mistake and takes Kevin and his friends to a restaurant for dinner. Kevin asks Misty, "Are you a school teacher?" Misty says, "Yes, I am a teacher, but I didn't study in the school you are talking about." Then Kevin tells Misty that he has a dream every day, in which it is also visible to him. After this, Misty comes to her school and asks her headmaster about the school which was told by Kevin, then tells him that it is the same principal whose name has been changed. Then Misty checks the old files of this school, from which it is known about Jenny, who used to teach here in 1983. Jenny and Misty's appearance was exactly the same. All this information is given to the mystic Kevin, as it also needs to know what happened to the teacher. Coming to the office, Kevin is doing his work, when his senior Kang comes and gives him some files and asks him to shorten them as soon as possible. In those files, he comes to know about Janine, who was murdered. Michael, on the other hand, sees everything in his dreams. The next day asks Jeannie what is her plan for the day. Jenny tells him that she is going to see her wedding dress. Michael feared that his life might be in danger because he had seen the date of his death in the file, but he does not tell this thing to Janine because it is not known whether it is real or a dream. Michael asks Janine to come along. On this, Janine refuses to go with him, because can't see this dress before marriage. Jenny believed so. After a while, some student comes from it who asks Michael which team will win today. Do they know Michael tells her the name of the winning team? That's because everything Kevin sees during the day in 2015 is clearly reflected in Michael's dream, as if watching a movie. Something similar was happening with them too. After all, why this is happening, we will know further. After a while, Michael learns that the team he told won. Michael is horrified to know this, because what he saw in it was not a dream but a reality. When you come out of school, only then he sees that some workers have gone on strike outside. Now a lot of ruckus is happening because of this. Michael is 100% convinced that what he saw was not a dream. Now I had seen about this strike in the future cabinet. He starts looking for the gambler who murdered Jeannie. While searching, it reaches that man, but that man starts running away, fearing him. Actually, that man was a thief. He thinks that Michael will catch him and kill him. The thief runs away and bumps into Jenny. Seeing a lot of money with Jenny, starts following Jenny. After a while, when Jenny had gone to the bathroom, the thief also followed her into the bathroom. He then bumps into Michael when he comes out. Michael is horrified to see Jenny's purse with him and blood on his hand. When he is inside the bathroom, he sees that Jenny is dead. Means that thief kills Jenny in the process of taking her purse. The next day, the police arrests the thief on the charge of murder. Michael would cry and ask him why did he do this. Here Michael comes to know that the man is the date of one of his students whom he had punished a few days back. The boy comes to Michael and says that his father has not committed the murder. Someone is framing his father. He will keep on finding that murderer. Michael cries a lot, remembering Jenny. Knowing everything could not save Jenny. This thing was giving him a lot of pain inside. Seeing all this in his dream, Kevin also tells Miss to go, after knowing which both of them are very sad. It is not only after investigation that it is known that in 1983, many children were also burnt to death in this school. Hence the name of this school was changed. Here we also see Kang, the senior of the cabin, who was keeping an eye on it. It had the same tape recorder that Michael used. Who is this last officer? Why is he doing this? We'll know in just a short while. Kevin discovers a 1983 file on that even after Jenny's killer was in jail, there were many more murders. This means that the thief was not the real killer. Knowing this, Michael goes to meet the killer in jail. The man tells Michael that there was someone else in the bathroom that day, who wore a gas mask on his face. Michael now wanted to catch the real killer, so it waits for that day. The day that Clear was about to burn many students of that school to death. After a few days, that day comes. The day the school was about to catch fire when all the students were playing. Then someone releases intoxicating gas here. The exit door was also locked from outside. Michael comes here fully prepared. It takes breaking down that door to save all the students. Just then it sees the killer, who was wearing a gas mask. He was wearing the dress of killer in kindergarten. Means that killer is a student. Michael helps save his student more than captures him. Taking advantage of this, the killer runs away from here. This is how the cabin reaches this place in 2015 as well, where it can see how the future is changing, where earlier this place was burnt, and now it is becoming normal again. Now both of them are present at the same place at this time. Michael finds the killer's mask at this place. Kevin immediately calls Misty to tell her that we changed the future. Misty gets very happy knowing this. Kevin invites Misty over for dinner. Now both of them also started liking each other. When Misty was coming home to the cabin, a vehicle forcefully stops in front of the vehicle, after which it cuts to the scene. The next day, Kevin learns that Misty has been in a car accident. Her car is found in a ditch, but they have not found Misty's dead body. When these people check the video recording of Misty's car, only then it is not known that some masked man forcefully caught Misty and killed her. This means that the masked man is still alive, or someone else is copying it. In this way, we see that some boys were beating that student because his father had committed the murder. Then here Michael comes and saves him and tells those people that his father did not commit the murder. Seeing this, the boy understands that Michael has come to know something. Michael then reaches the spot where the killer was about to commit the next murder. All this information was being known from the cabin. Michael tries his best, but Bo is unable to save that girl. That killer kills this girl and starts running away from here. Michael follows him to catch him, but the killer disappears into the crowd. Here a lot of people were keeping today's things in a big capsule, which will be opened in 2003. The knife with which the killer had committed the murder hastily puts it in a box. In its next scene, we see that Michael is arrested on the charge of murder, because the police found the same mask at his house that the killer wore. But Michael does not give up. He starts running away from the police, and at the right time his student comes here and takes Michael with him. That boy asks Michael that how do you reach at the time of accident? Michael tells her that he tried hard to catch her killer, but I could not do it. So now you do this work and prove your father innocent and get him out of jail. It gives it its own tape recorder which recorded everything in it, whatever it found out. In the end, he writes information about Misty on a piece of paper and tells him that no matter what happens, you have to save this girl in 2015. Thus, in 2015, Kevin goes to investigate the place from where Misty disappeared. In the same forest, we are shown Misty in a house where she was kept tied up, meaning the video in which Misty was shown dying was just a drama. Actually, Misty has been imprisoned by that killer. Seeing the opportunity, Misty attacks the killer and runs away with his mobile. She immediately calls the cabin to give her address, and coincidentally, Kevin was just a short walk away. That masked man was behind Misty. She falls while running away. Misty picks up a stone and asks the masked man, "Who are you and why are you doing this?" Then the masked man shows his face to Misty. Just then the cabin reaches here, honking the horn. Misty runs to the cabin. Just as Kevin was coming near it, a speeding vehicle hits Misty hard, and this time Misty is killed for real. Seeing this, Kevin cries a lot, and Michael also had tears in his eyes. The cabin locates that number. From the number from which Misty called Kevin, it is known that the number belongs to its senior Kang. Kevin goes to Kang's house to investigate, where it shows that the Kang has gathered a lot of information about that masked man. It was clear that this is the killer, or it is imitating that killer. Now Michael and Kang were face to face. Michael would ask Kang, "Why did you do this?" Kang shows him the same tape recorder and tells him that it was given to me by Michael, and it was Michael who told me to do so. Kevin doesn't understand anything. Ba asks Kang to tell the whole thing. Let me tell you here that Kang is a student to whom Michael gave the tape recorder. His father was jailed for the murder of Jenny. Now you must be thinking that this is the killer, but it is not so. Kang tells him that when the capsule was buried in the ground in 1983, he had become a police officer by the time it was retrieved. In that box he finds the knife with which the killer had killed, and this evidence was enough to reach that killer. Then he gets a call from the killer who asks him to bring a knife. If it does not come, he will kill his wife. Kang gets scared. Ba gives the knife to the killer so that he can save his wife. But that killer still kills his wife in front of him and runs away with the knife. Kang also fires a bullet to kill him, which hits his shoulder. But still, killer manages to escape from there. Now we know why Kang caught Misty as a masked man. So see what Michael told Kang in 1983. In 2015, he saved a girl named Misty, but then it was not believed in his words. But when he first saw Misty at the police station, Kang believes everything Michael and the tape recorder have told him, who looks exactly like Jeannie. That's why Kang deliberately kidnaps Misty, posing as that masked man, and pretends that Misty is dead. But while doing all this, poor Misty had an accident, and she really died, whereas Kang wanted to save her. Kang is a good person, but it killed Misty, so apologizes to Kevin. That's why many policemen come, from whom Kevin had called. Kang looks into her eyes and says, "If you are still in touch with my teacher, then you tell them to kill me in the past, which will save your Misty's life. Because when I will not be here at all, then all this will not happen." Saying this, Kang shoots himself. This is everything Michael sees in his dreams. Michael had every chance to kill his student Kang, but it doesn't do that. It is already known where that killer will commit the next murder. So it reaches that place. That killer was about to kill Michael as well by leaving poisonous gas, but Michael came with full preparation. He also wears his gas mask and starts fighting with that killer. It somehow just wanted to see his face. In a short while, Michael takes off the mask of that killer. Only then he comes to know that it is not a student but a teacher of his school. Michael beats him up a lot and asks him why he has done all this. He tells it that I enjoy doing all this. People who don't like me or interfere in my work, that's what I do with them. I feel very happy doing this. Just then, Baha Kang also arrives looking for Michael. In a fight, Michael throws the teacher out of the window. It seems that he died, but it was not so. After this, Michael and Kang were going from here after saving that girl. But then that psycho comes here and stabs Michael. Ba tries to kill Kang and the girl as well. Then Michael throws chemical on the psycho, which burns his face, but still Bo escapes from Baha. Michael follows her to the roof of the school, where these two fight for a long time. Then Michael sees the time on the clock. It remembers that lightning is about to strike here in a few seconds, and somehow ties the psycho to an iron rod. That's when lightning strikes here, in which the work of that psycho teacher ends. But now Michael was also very badly injured. It is also killed in no time. This makes Kevin very sad. The next day when Kevin arrives at the police station, everyone there has changed. Someone else was working instead of Kang. No one was recognizing him in the police station. Just then Baha Misty comes and starts taking him with her. Kevin was surprised how Misty turned out to be alive. It shows when you go inside the school. He is also a teacher, and Kang is also alive, who is now the headmaster of the school. This means that as soon as that psycho died, the whole future of all of them changed. Kevin is overjoyed to know this. Kevin and Misty then go to see the house for themselves, and it is the same house that Michael and Jenny came to see. Misty tells Kevin that I feel like I've been here before, to which Kevin says, yes, I feel the same. And with this happy ending, this movie ends here. Then my dear friends, please subscribe my channel and comment us how do you like this video. Thank you.